nerds, and for everybody that has a fandom to enjoy. Yes, we are back from our hiatus because we did take a week off for Thanksgiving, and who knew a lot of stuff happened between here, stuff in the turkey, Black Friday, and Spider-Man Chaos. But I'm your host, most Will Buchanan. Of course, the man to my left, your right. Of course, so let's see what he comes up with this week since he's had a lot of time to think about it. What you got today, Joe?
Committing adorable atrocities in the name of Xeon. It's me, Joe Tanella.
Aside from that, guys, before we get started, this is a family-friendly podcast. We do try to watch our language. However, sometimes words do fly. And, of course, we don't really show a lot of trailers, although once we do, they are muted because DMCA rules. However, the graphics and things that are shown may still be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, like I said, guys, the last show we did was probably a week before Thanksgiving, and yes, we are back, and this is the catch-up show. So we are going to go through quite a lot in a very short amount of time, but just basically bear with us. So, Joe, before Turkey Day, how's life, and what you got so far?
This.
Of course, he's going to go right to the fields. Right to the fields. Go ahead. Because basically, if you haven't noticed that Joe, aside from him, because he is a part of the Nashville Ghostbusters here in Tennessee, he is also, without remiss, talking about and referring to Ghostbusters Afterlife, which actually did come out now, would have been about 3 weeks from now. And usually the rule on Get Bit is we never do talk about anything when it's fresh because, again, we don't want to spoil it for anybody, but hey, it's been 3 weeks. We can fully talk about it now. So, Joe, I'm going to let you go first.
It also made $119 million.
So, it was definitely a success. So, Joe, I'm going to let you go first. What were your thoughts of Ghostbusters Afterlife?
It was good. No, it was probably the second best one there was. At first, I thought that this totally made Ghostbusters 2 non-canon, but then Jason Reitman actually went out and was like, no, it's in there. The jumping toaster is in the Spangler house.
That was still funny.
No, the movie was fantastic. Everyone did a good job. There was just enough podcast for him to be funny but not annoying. I saw it 2.5 times. Or no, 3.5 times.
Okay.
The half comes because the first time I went to go see it, immediately as the third act starts, the projector craps out.
Dang.
And then everybody comes in, and me and the person I was seeing it with, we all got free IMAX. So they're just like, if you don't mind seeing the last 45 minutes of the movie you just watched, everyone move over to the IMAX.
Not a bad upgrade. It's not a bad upgrade, though.
My homemade Extreme Trap. A friend of mine joined me for Ghostbusting. All was merry. Movie was, like I said, fantastic. McKenna Grace. It's one of those people that have 2 last names. I never remember which order it goes in. But fantastic as Phoebe. Really channeled that Harold Ramis.
Yes.
Both after credit scenes were great. I like that it is, well, knowing Sigourney Weaver's character, I guarantee you Dana kept her last name even after getting married.
Of course.
To Bacon. But still, that was one of the funniest jokes.
Oh yeah, that was probably the first time in a long time I ever cried at a movie. I literally had allergies at the end, especially how they did it, because I was kind of worried how they would show Spangler, and I'm like, the way they did it was beautiful. It was the whole thing. Of course, we knew he was going to be in ghost form, and we knew
it was a lot better than the Uncanny Valley versions of Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia, because we understood he was a ghost, so it didn't have that uncanny valley of people still had to interact with him, but It's one of those, they are not a physical human person, they are a ghost, so they can look the way they do.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I was digging it. And then the whole thing about, bringing Ray and Bill back into the fold, which I thought was funny.
They did right by Winston in
Oh,
this movie.
Winston had the upgrade of a lifetime. You right, Winston. Winston had the upgrade of a lifetime. It's like, oh yeah, after I left the Ghostbusters, I began a successful firm and took care of everybody. He says, so Ray doesn't know he's basically paying you, and you've been paying you own his store. It's like, he's happy.
Buys back the firehouse, and we get that thing of, oh wait, no one checked the containment unit in 30 years.
I was sitting there the whole entire time. I said, if this is a setup for what they wanted to do, and I was like, and the funny part was I had taken some kids, taking some nieces and nephews and some kids to Ghostbusters Afterlife. So keep in mind, I always love doing these kind of tests because these kids do not know anything about the original Ghostbusters, or not even the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoons that me and you both know. But to see them
far more terrifying cartoons.
But what I thought was so cool about it was the fact that at least 3 of the kids were like, there's an original Ghostbusters. And I was like, I kind of had that proud moment of I need to show you what literature, I need to show you what classical movies are, and actually let them see the original Ghostbusters, which they loved. But I just like the fact, like you said, Phoebe just channeled Egon to me, and it was like, especially with the jokes killed me. The jokes had me crying.
The third time I saw it, I think I got a different cut of the movie. Because they cut the scene where Podcast tells Phoebe, hey, I think Mr. Gruberson wants to bang your mom. And he's like, doesn't that bother you? And she says, like, oh, I don't display emotion like other people.
Right.
But on the inside, I'm vomiting. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so in my third screening, which I saw with Jared, that scene was cut.
Huh.
And we had subtitles for the Terror Dog sequence.
That's interesting. I guess that was feedback from the I won't say the parent council, but I don't know. I mean
that's literally like, it was the Sunday it premiered was like a whole different cut, or like a small cut change.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that is really weird. But I don't know. I'm like, overall though, Ghostbusters Afterlife, I was loving it. I was kind of on the fence because, of course, like you said, did very well. It was small budgeted, but still did very well. So, of course, everybody's thinking sequel at this point. And before we move on, it's like, I'm a bit on the fence about that. It's like, do we want Afterlife to be a one-shot, or do we want Winston to kind of continue as far as, because we know the way that it was ending, like you said, nobody checked the containment unit. And of course, we all know what happens when the containment unit loses power, or someone named Peck decides to turn around and shut it down. We know what happens. So it does kind of lead to this, will they or won't they do a sequel thing? And if they do, I don't know. I would be happy for it, but at the same time, I feel like this was the send-off that we needed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they're already talking sequel and exploring more with Vigo, possibly, or maybe not Vigo the Carpathian himself, but maybe what put his spirit in the painting.
Yeah.
Or they said with the way Grace McKenna even says, like, look, if we do another one, it'll be dealing with Phoebe and the prom.
Yeah.
Or something, because now I'm 15, because that movie was made 2 years ago.
So yeah, it's gonna be quite different. So that's why I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Afterlife was a great movie, but it's just like I said, I have that sinking suspicion, like,
if anything, they need to give maybe Lucky more to do if they do a sequel, because she was the least developed out of everybody. She was Trevor's would-be girlfriend, sheriff's daughter, and then slaps on a proton pack.
Right.
No, absolute. That's pretty much her whole thing.
Although, shout out to Podcast. Podcast made the movie for me.
Mystic Tales of the Unknown.
Yes, he's like it really picks up. It really finds its voice after episode 47.
So is this what we need to do? Just go to episode 47 for us?
That I was like, his timing along with Dan Aykroyd, he's like, oh, you're Mr. So and So. Oh, your podcast really picks up at episode 47.
You're my one subscriber?
Oh man, but it was really good. I could not complain about Afterlife. But I was gonna ask you this as we're switching gears. I know Disney Day was at this point light years away. But any thoughts on what they showed during Disney Day or things that you might be looking forward to?
Moon Knight was especially entertaining because we do see that Oscar Isaac is dealing with something Moon Knight is currently dealing with his disassociated identity disorder, because we hear rather, Oscar Isaac doing at least 3 different voices.
Yeah.
The Moon Knight costume looks very good.
Oh.
The She-Hulk trailer was hilarious because that was such a 90s thing.
Yeah.
Cannot wait for that. I know we're getting something for Echo, who just got her origin story in this week's Hawkeye, which was fantastic. And, I've asked all my friends about this. Have you seen the new episode of Hawkeye?
Oh, I'm caught up, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever heard of that Sammy Davis Jr. song? I have talked to every single person I know of all varying ages, and we were talking sweet elderly women of all ages and races, and none of them have heard of Sammy Davis Jr.'s Gingerbread Man.
The funny part is, I thought about that and I didn't research it. I've never heard that before. So
I've never heard that before either, and I was just like, is this Sammy Davis Jr.? And then I got to Google. It's like, why do I not know this Christmas song?
Who knows?
Okay, but anyways, yeah. Echo's getting a series. Buzz Lightyear, for some reason, is getting a movie reboot of Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
I'm kind of digging that, though. I'm digging
it, but at the same time, that was not what we were told the movie was.
Well, yeah, initially, you're right. Can't argue that.
So that's just weird, but Chris Evans gets to go to infinity and beyond, despite the fact that he had the Infinity Stones and went beyond.
And yet he has completed the Disney Princess trifecta. He's completed the circle.
This is true. What else was on there? We had some other stuff. Pixar has that new Red Panda movie coming out, which is Pixar is saying it's like, so puberty is a lot like turning into a giant panda.
Apparently. Apparently
That's not
so.
My fault.
But no. But yeah, I mean, of course they did show the Book of Boba Fett, which again, that's going to be starting at the end of the month. I'm looking forward to that. They actually showed a trailer. They actually did show a trailer with, let me see if I can find that very quickly.
The one I sent you.
Yeah, I think the one you sent me. Give me a second. Okay, so they're trying to say this is how he survived. How he survived the Sarlacc pit. Which again, if we read the books, we know how he survived the pit. So it's like we're not missing anything here. But
but we're not exploring Dengar pulling him out of the pit.
True. But, I mean, I get it. You want to tell the story of Boba Fett. We always wanted a story about Boba Fett. So, again, I'm not knocking it. I'm actually digging it. But for the simple fact of the matter, it's just like, explain that to individuals. It's like, well, we know, did he really survive? I was like, dude, you are I had to stop myself. I said, you guys are the exact Star Wars fans I don't like. Because you could be given something great and at the same time still find a way to complain about it. So, for me, I'm looking forward to Book of Boba Fett. It actually will be, let me double check the dates on this. Oh yeah, so December 29th. So that's going to be right dead set after Christmas. So, if I've got this stuff figured out right, I think Hawkeye's going to wrap up at Christmas, and then Boba Fett picks up from there. So, I'm looking forward to that. But any thoughts you have on Boba Fett besides us seeing him climb out of the Sarlacc pit, just destroying it?
It's going to be interesting because this is just him showing it's like, all right, I'm going to be the law of the land. I'm taking over Jabba's territories. It's almost kind of a Godfather situation.
Yeah, Godfather with a flamethrower.
As long as it's two things. It's not Godfather 3 and it's Spaceballs the flamethrower.
Godfather 3. I can't argue that. But since we're talking about Hawkeye, let's go ahead and go into it because, again, Hawkeye, for all you guys that don't know, this is the next, the new hotness so far from Disney Plus, which Hawkeye is, as Joe has put so eloquently about 8 podcasts ago. How to explain Hawkeye? Die hard with a crossbow. Die hard with a bow is really what it is. Now, for all those that don't know,
man is just so put upon.
Right. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Because again, for all those, we'll argue Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Yes, it is. It happened on Christmas Day. It happened on Christmas Eve. Therefore, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. That being said, guys, for all those that don't know about Hawkeye, and the recent synopsis for this is basically Kate Bishop finds the Ronin suit, uses it, and apparently brings the Ronin persona out to where, of course, for all those that don't remember, during Avengers Endgame, Hawkeye does don the Ronin armor and basically has a body count, which is now coming back to haunt him as he's basically trying to keep Kate Bishop alive, who has been training all her life because, and again, this is all spoilers we're about to talk about because we're now 3 episodes in as me and Joe are about to talk about this. But again, Kate Bishop literally is training to basically be in the shoes of Hawkeye because she was influenced by him during the Battle of New York in the first Avengers movie. So, that being said, Joe, I'm going to let you go first on this. What do you think about Hawkeye so far?
So, this is a very nice adaptation of the Matt Fraction, David Aja run. I actually went through the trouble and purchased the trade, the comprehensive trade. They actually put one out where it's Avengers Annual 1, Young Avengers Annual 1 to let you know who Kate Bishop is, and then issues 1 through 22 for this.
Okay.
It has been a joy. I have never seen the word bro used so much. It's even in the back of the thing telling you, bro, you should buy this book, bro.
I don't know why I just thought about the Tracksuit Mafia when you did that, but go ahead.
Look, they're not called the Tracksuit Draculas yet, so, we're getting there.
Yeah.
This has just been fun. As I said, this poor man is so put upon. Mm-hmm. Everybody finally came back from the blip. He just wants to have Christmas with his children. Kate Bishop is having family problems because her potential new stepfather is Swordsmaster, who is one of the crappiest Avengers ever made. To the point where he's been on the Thunderbolts, I believe.
I have to lean on that one because I had to look up Swordmaster after I saw that one, so I'm gonna lean on your expertise on that one.
No, he is one of the crappiest Avengers ever, and one of the mildly efficient Thunderbolts.
Dang, that was said with zero confidence, but okay.
I mean, I have it all, so I have the proof. So, I don't know. Everyone is suspecting Kingpin to show up. I don't think we'll be quite there yet. I don't think we can quite show Kingpin until after Spider-Man comes out, if anything.
Pretty much.
And if not, we have maybe, if they can't do Kingpin, they could very well do either the Rose or the Hood for this uncle, this large man that they are just referring to as Uncle with Echo. So we'll have to see there. But I'm really enjoying it. We get to see Hawkeye LARP half-heartedly as possible.
I'm sorry. Bro, just kill me.
All the chings.
Just kill me. Just kill me. You gotta make it look good.
He didn't drink the potion?
Oh, the insult of not drinking the potion. Well, you don't get half the stats then. I was like,
And the
oh,
one
that
guy
killed
just
me.
going ching with every single sword strike.
That was funny. The LARPing was funny. Of course in episode 3 with the car chase, and Kate's going, we finally can use trick arrows. It's like the plunger one was funny because if memory serves me right, the plunger arrow was a knock on a previous
No, it's in the comic for
Yeah.
that exact same reason.
That's why I was like,
He gets the plunger arrow to stick it to himself to a car.
okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I knew I remember that.
No, I'm waiting for the Skittles arrow.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I know the plunger arrows from somewhere. I just couldn't put my finger on where. But no, I'm like, I think
the dog.
Oh, Lucky the Pizza Dog.
Which was my favorite joke. Where after they're all the way, she's like, we really should let the dog out. He's been cooped up forever, and then just 5 seconds later, we should probably let the dog out.
And he still to the dog.
And then Clint explaining why he has severe hearing loss.
Right. Yeah, that was funny. It's like, why do you wear a hearing aid? And it cycles through everything. But no, I think, like I said, I agree with you, Joe. I don't think they're gonna show Kingpin and Hawkeye, just because the madness, and I say madness, surrounding No Way Home. And I'm not just talking story-wise. Ticket sales are a mother. Which again, I have to say this very quickly. Guys, it is not that crucial to really see Spider-Man or be the first to see it. Because, I mean, you don't want to go on eBay and pay $2,000, $3,000 for a single ticket just to be the first to see it. And I stress this very heavily as a Marvel fan who usually goes to the midnight showings. I only go to the midnight showings because, number one, no kids, mostly. And then number two, I can sit there and watch it and avoid the rush. Been doing that for years. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to do this for No Way Home. But the rush to tickets and then the scalpers, and then it's just too much. It really is. And guys, you got to remember, you still have multiple weeks in the theaters to still go see No Way Home. So, guys, it's not worth paying $4,000, $3,000, $2,000. I forgot the prices on eBay now because the links are still up there on paying tickets. But seriously, it's not that crucial. We'll all get to see what we believe to see in Spider-Man No Way Home. But in Hawkeye, I still think that we will still not see Kingpin because I think they are going to save that for Spider-Man. Because as me and Joe said when we were speculating on No Way Home and talking about the Sinister Six, it's a high. I say it's me and Joe have both said this. It's high probability that Kingpin could be the sixth person. So we will wait and see.
Venom. It'll be Venom.
I think it will be.
It'll be Venom through an accident.
I think Venom will be a surprise, but I think Venom will be a surprise at the end of No Way Home. I don't think he'll be present, but I think he'll be there at the end.
What was the other thing I last saw? Oh, in Hawkeye, where she draws him the suit because Kate's convinced her his branding is just bad.
Yes.
And it shows she just draws the classic Hawkeye suit, and he just flies as like, if I wore that, my wife would divorce me.
I was laughing because I was like, you need branding. He said the whole point of staying undercover is to make sure not to be seen. But no, I mean Hawkeye is still great. I mean Hawkeye for currently run, but then again, every Disney show we watch hasn't been bad, so they've been on a great run. But again, for all those that are still on the fence about Hawkeye, watch the first couple episodes, you won't be disappointed. However, switching gears again because we got to get this out the way, because as we talk about the good things of shows, we also got to talk about the bad. I am going to go ahead and talk about the bad, being that the Flash Armageddon series.
It's been better. Let me at least preface it this way.
Go for it.
It was better than the Resident Evil movie, and these 3 episodes have been better than the entire season 7 of Flash.
Okay, let me stop right there. For all those that are wondering, Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City, you can skip it. I usually don't downplay movies or try to discourage folks from watching movies. Everybody's got difference of opinions. I say this all the time. However, you can avoid Welcome to Raccoon City because they tried, as Joe called it, and I'm going to give him credit for this, they tried to run Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 concurrently. But
and Code Veronica.
Yeah, hints of Code Veronica. But they jumped back and forth and flashbacked. And I have no problem spoiling this. They did my boy Leon Kennedy wrong. They did him wrong. So wrong.
So what did they do to him?
They turned him. He went from being a badass cop to basically Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Okay then.
Yeah. I wish my girlfriend, me and her went to go see it. She could literally see me visibly angry. Like, I felt like Godfather when he went to go see his son after he got murdered. Look what they did to my boy. Look how they massacred my boy. That's how I felt. But anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. It is trash. I watched it for you. I watched it for you guys so you can avoid it. Or you can go watch it through other means. But I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir. So what do you think of the Flash Armageddon so far?
I still think it's better than the entirety of the first season, season 7 in these first 3 episodes. It's been enjoyable, especially the first episode where he is just out doing Flash things for a while.
Uh-huh.
Like, he saves a whole train, and it's like, it only took me 12 seconds. By the way, you now have creamer in your coffee, which is a Flash thing.
Right.
I mean, it's a Wally thing, but you know.
You're right. The first 3 episodes were better than the first part of the Flash season.
No, it's better than the entirety of season 7.
Fair, but I don't get the whole. I mean, yes, we knew Despero was going to be a part of it, but now it's like, okay, they're trying to say that at this point there's another force besides him. I thought it was Despero from Jump Street. Despero came back in time to sit there and say that Flash was going to basically destroy the Earth. He was basically here to eliminate Flash.
It's Thrawn. It's Thrawn. We own not Thrawn.
Oh, we know it's Reverse
Thrawn.
Flash.
It's Thrawn. We all know it's Thrawn.
Yeah.
Because if we're still doing some of the Josh Williamson stuff, then Thawne has that new super speed hypnosis power where he whispers in your ear and makes you think things.
Yeah. So it's like, seeing making Barry go crazy. I get that. But the one thing that kind of annoyed me is like, okay, you brought back Black Lightning. You brought back the Atom. It's like, we know just from promos, we do know that we're going to see Oliver's daughter. We do know that eventually we're going to see Batwoman in it. All I can sit there and say is, I'm like, is this crossover to you? Is this crossover to you so far? Because 5 parts. We're already 3 parts in. We got 2 parts left. Do you believe that this Armageddon series has been successful for Flash so far?
I look at it this way. We don't have to keep track of multiple shows. They're keeping Armageddon just the Flash, which makes this easier. We are already in 2031.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where we will see Ollie's daughter. That doesn't make sense because that's a different timeline. But it's also the Flash, so that shouldn't matter.
But it's just I'm concerned. It's like after last.
Look, as long as we get those gold boots on episode 5, we'll be fine.
You want the gold boots? the gold.
They're the key to everything.
As long as we get the gold boots, it makes up for everything.
They're the key to everything.
I don't know. I mean, granted, I did like the conversation that that he had with Jefferson, aka Black Lightning, but the whole thing about taking away his powers, I was like, we've been down this road before, and technically, the ability for Black Lightning to take away his powers is kind of Although I did like the fact of how Barry tried to throw lightning at Black Lightning, and Black Lightning just looked at him as like, really? It was just a, it was just a look on his face like, did you just really throw lightning at me?
I still like the. It's not even from the series. It's from Young Justice, but it's like, oh, you like lightning? You ever had Black Lightning?
Yeah, where Live Wire and Black Lightning. Was it Live Wire? Yeah,
it was Live Wire and also phrasing.
Yeah. Which is still funny. The things we got away with, the things that we got away with.
Oh, trust me, when we get to the He-Man talk, there's a large thing where there's this giant flashing words and a guy from Archer that just says phrasing. But when we get there, we get there. But no, this was one of those phrasing moments.
Okay, well let me run through Batwoman because for Batwoman, it really was not bad. Now I will say this because I know you don't. I know you've given up on Batwoman. I said that Batwoman had to have something different this season to keep me interested, and they have. And I'm kind of and I believe in the route they're going with this, introducing a different kind of Joker, because they're trying to tie it to where it's funny. They're giving Jada Jet's son kind of the Tim Drake route, where they're trying to basically say that he was, buzzed and beaten and abused by the Joker, to where he basically becomes a Joker. He actually has certain tendencies. His hair is a slight purplish green. He smiles, but he has those moments of maniacal smiles. And again, I like the fact of how they're trying to make it seem like he's more cerebral than he is sociopathic. So
he's Jack Nicholson Joker?
Yeah, he's Silver Age Joker.
So my question here is why can they not give her own villains? Why are we getting offshoots? Like, I know she's getting the Gardener, which is the Poison Ivy offshoot.
Yeah, that was
been in the comics for a while, and honestly, it's just.
Oh, they called. Here's the messed up part. You know the messed up part? They called her Poison Ivy. They did not call her the Gardener.
Not the Asian one, the black chick in the suit, green suit.
That fraud. She hasn't appeared yet. They're going so far. I'm
Japanese, and my eyes can only get so squinty.
I'm just telling you. They're sticking with her becoming Poison Ivy and embracing her villain side, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. Because it's exactly what I wanted Batwoman to do. I wanted them to go so far away from Kate Kane and actually try something that, I'm going to be honest with you, it actually does draw me in. Now...
But that draws me away because I want her to have her own rogues gallery, not offshoot second-hand copies of Batman's rogue gallery.
Agreed, but CW's not going to take that risk. CW slash Berlanti and Geoff Johns, they are not going to take that risk of giving her original villains. I don't know why. I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's a perfect opportunity for Batwoman on the small screen, to give her own villains. Why not?
Or at the very least, use Batman villains that just aren't used anymore. For God's sake, let her go up against Killer Moth or Punching Judy.
Punching Judy. I was going to say...
I think for a bit in the Watchmen Crisis.
I mean, they could, but I mean, I would be happy with her going against Firefly. Firefly wasn't even used that much.
Actually, I don't think they can use Firefly because I think he's getting ready to be a movie villain.
Ah, crap. Wait.
Yes, he is. He's the Batgirl movie villain. Maybe Brendan Fraser.
Say what?
And it may be Brendan Fraser.
Meh. I mean, that's another one. But I mean, just overall, Batwoman wasn't bad. I'm like I said, I'm interested in it. I do agree with you that she could have her own original villains. I got nothing against that. But like I said, I just like the direction they've went with her. Because again, it's not Kate Kane, and I cannot complain about that. But anyway, I know you wanted to get to He-Man and part 2 of He-Man and the Revelation. So, sir, if you don't mind, because I know I haven't seen it, I'm still gonna watch it anyway. But go ahead and talk about it.
We get to see what happens when He-Man calls down the power without the sword.
Nice.
He just becomes the Incredible Hulk.
I saw that one. That was funny. But
Skeletor, Mark Hamill is wonderful as Skeletor, but there's a lot of Joker in this Skeletor.
Of course, that's Mark Hamill.
Where he was Skeleton King.
Oh.
Yes, that is a lot of words I tossed at you, and I'm sorry.
No, I still got it. You're good.
But like, he's a different. There in this one, he is literally almost Joker in this to a degree.
Oh, I did find He-Man. I'm sorry, I just had to look it up real quick. I was trying to blow up the picture. That picture did not come out well. Keep going. I'm gonna find a bigger picture because I saw that.
Good. I like the ending where they are teasing season 3 will be dealing with Hordak.
Okay.
Which means a potential She-Ra crossover, but this may be with classic She-Ra as opposed to New Age She-Ra. So I liked it. It still stayed true to this being more of a Teela story, but this second part encompassed more characters than just Teela. But you know, it was really good. The action got really, really good towards the end, but the faster the fighting, the more off-model people started to get.
Nice. That's still a great thing.
We had some really inappropriate humor in this series of Fisto looking at Skeletor saying, "I can't wait to fist him." And it's like, I understand that this is a Kevin Smith thing, and I know he knew what he was doing right here, but
that's kind of brilliant if you think about it.
Phrasing.
beyond phrasing. I'm still gonna.
And they blow up Heaven in this series.
Come again?
Like they legit, like they have the Subternia and Preternia.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone literally blows up Heaven in this.
Dang.
Even like the mom goes like, "We can't go to the afterlife." They blew up Heaven.
Dang. That's saying a lot. I'm going now. I probably have this podcast. I'm actually gonna go back and go watch it, but still,
my favorite thing from favorite delivery in this thing, and this is not a spoiler.
Go for it.
It's just Skeletor like talking to somebody. It's like, so you're not suggesting we just go to her and ask her not to end the universe? And then they said so. They just like look at him, and you just hear the most Mark Hamill of, "Oh my God, you are."
Still,
you can just hear the Joker being stunned of, "Oh my God."
I mean, well, let's be honest. When Mark Hamill speaks, you hear nothing but the Joker. So, I mean, that's a given.
Sir, I hear nothing but Swamp Thing. Thank you.
You hear Swamp Thing. I hear Joker and Trickster. It's up to you. That's like I hear two.
He was also Swamp Thing in Justice League Action.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's also true.
He was also Trickster, and he was also Joker, and he was also himself in that series.
True, but still, I still miss the Trickster. But okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit because I know there's going to be some controversy, especially with Activision and the Video Game Awards. The Video Game Awards are going to be coming up December the 9th, so I think that falls on a Friday? Nope, wrong. Thursday. Falls on a Thursday. So, for all those that don't know, Video Game Awards are usually the spot to where we actually see new trailers, new video games, some hidden gems. That's how we found out about Death Stranding by Hideo Kojima. That's how we found out about Halo Infinite. That's how we found out about a number of games. What do you say, Joe?
Are there supposed to be like 200 something game trailers this time?
Yeah, give or take.
So we're not doing awards. This is just game trailers to get the show.
I think it's rewards. I think it's awards and trailers. I'm not sure how they're going to do it this time. I'm going to be honest with you. I got no clue. But the one thing I did want to cover that Joe did bring to my attention, guys, is Activision and their issues that has been plaguing that company to the point to where the CEO has been asked to step down. And of course, a lot of video game companies are aware of Activision and are pretty much condemning them, except the actual host of the Video Game Awards. Now, again, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you can feel free to look up Activision and see the multiple stories they have out there. Yeah. Thank you, Joe, for that. Because basically, Activision, as for all those that don't know, and probably will still be asking questions about this, keep in mind what has happened to Activision. They have actually had multiple counts of sexual harassment, sexual assault, things of that nature. It has been recently that it's come out that the CEO has knew about all this, to where now there is a massive boycott that's happening. That is actually happening at Activision. So now, because of it, was it Geoff Knightley or what his name is? Did I get that right?
Who?
The host of the Video Game Awards.
Jeff Keighley?
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. I don't know why I said Geoff Knightley. I mixed two things together. Sorry. So, Geoff Knightley is literally saying that he is standing beside Activision. In this case, not for the people who are asking for the boycott, but for the company itself and the CEO. And now, I'm going to ask you, Joe, do you think because of his standing on this, that's going to affect a lot of people watching this? Because a lot of people do watch Video Game Awards for trailers, but knowing where he stands on this, do you think it's going to affect that at all?
So he's still thinking about how to navigate the involvement in the ceremony. But when Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, the big three, say you've done wrong and you only go, we want to support employees and developers.
Right.
And we have to think very carefully how we proceed. That is the incorrect sentence.
Yeah,
Now, whether or not this is going to hinder him, I doubt it, because he's going to toss money and bring in as many friends as he can. In fact, I'm fairly certain Hideo Kojima will win another award at this ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are super best friends.
Yeah.
And Hideo Kojima hasn't done any video game thing, but I will still win an award somehow.
Well, we're still waiting for another Metal Gear.
And this is not me slamming Kojima. This is me slamming Keighley.
Right. I mean, well, we're still waiting for another Metal Gear, to be kind of honest. So, I mean,
that'll never happen. The closest we get to another Metal Gear is the parody game Solid Metal or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kojima could still do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Konami.
Oh, Unmetal.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Konami can still do it, but I'm like, it's not the same without Kojima by the helm. But I just thought about that as you brought that up. I was like, dang, that could really hurt viewership, because, when you're going against sexual harassment claims and assault and things of that nature, and you're taking the very, very unsafe route, that could kill ratings. But again, we will see come December the 9th whether or not. I know I'll be watching, just because of the fact of the matter, they actually have a lot of trailers. I'm not going to make any guesses, because they usually come out with brand new trailers. I know they're probably be coming with updates, especially for Rainbow Six's new game. They're probably going to be coming out updates with the next Hellblade, which again, one of the games I'm looking forward to, Hellblade 2. And probably we'll have some more information about God of War Ragnarok. Who knew that Santa Monica Studios has been very, very quiet since the announcement of God of War Ragnarok. So who's not to say that we may actually see something at the Video Game Awards come December 9th. So, again,
if anything, I think a lot of us want to see what the new NetherRealm game is going to be.
That too. I got a list. I got a list that's so far to speculate, but I'm just gonna just shut up and watch. But also, speaking of other things, before we get to whatever, get up to other news that Joe has in his comic books of the week. Also, guys, for all those who don't know, because I didn't know this, we are exactly, let's see, today's the 3rd. We are 5 days away from Halo Infinite. But now, if you're like me and you're a Halo fan, you are looking forward to this. I hope it's better than Halo 5 Guardians. That's just me. I literally, I hated the story for Halo 5 Guardians. Love the gameplay, hated the story. That being said, Halo Infinite will come out on Xbox One and Xbox Series S and X December the 8th. However, Xbox, because they wanted to basically do one big old middle finger to Sony, sat there and said, hey, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you'll be able to play Halo Infinite campaign and multiplayer from day one, which I found out yesterday because I was about to drop $60 and just go ahead and buy it. But yes, if you do have Xbox Game Pass, you can go ahead and download Halo Infinite to your Xbox, and you'll be able to play it come December the 8th. So I just thought that was pretty cool. But speaking of Sony getting the middle finger, Sony sat there and said, okay, you guys, Sony pretty much sat there and said, and again, what me and Joe are about to talk about is highly rumored. There has not been a confirmation on this.
It's coming from Jason Schreier, who more than often gets it right.
True, but from a publication standpoint, we have to call it what it is. We have to call it what it is. Rumor. So, yes. So, Sony, because, again, it seems these days in the market that everybody's about the premium subscriptions, about the game libraries that you can play. Me and Joe talked several months about Nintendo opening up their N64 and Sega Genesis libraries on top of the premium service that they already have. So, I'm enjoying that right now just because I can go back and go play Ocarina of Time and get lost, especially in the Water Temple. God, the Water Temple. But anyway, that being said, let me get to Sony. It is rumored that Sony will be coming out with their own tiered gaming library services where you could possibly play games from the PS1 library, PS2 library, PS3, and PS4. Now, it is rumored that there may be tiered systems, tiering price levels to where you might be able to play one or two or maybe all the libraries. However, that is still a rumor that Sony has yet to announce. But because I just announced about the Video Game Awards, Sony could take the opportunity to turn around and probably confirm that rumor on that day. Now, Joe, I'm just gonna throw this out to you, dude. What do you think as far as this rumor? Is it a good idea for Sony to go with this rumored four-tier system if it is, or just to go with the gaming library itself?
I mean, we already have a gaming library if we have a PlayStation 5. I do not yet. I'm still waiting, but
me and you both.
I mean, just to match them, that'd be great. I mean, we're pretty much getting scraps right now for PlayStation Plus. Although I will say, Lego DC Villains is probably really, really fun. So, but having more selection and whatnot, I think that's a good idea.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love, because there's so many games like Legend of the Dragoon. I mean, I have that on my PS3. I call it my fat PS3 because it's the backwards compatible one. But that's the only one. And then you got Chrono Cross. You have Wild Guns. I could keep going down the line of all the original PS1 classics that you cannot find in the library right now, much less even download them. So,
well, isn't the reason Chrono Cross isn't there is that's actually rumored to get a remake?
Supposedly. And I've been following that. Supposedly there is a remake. They have yet to announce it. I'm fairly certain. I'm almost 98% sure that's right. That there will be a remake for Chrono Cross, because they're basing off the success of Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII Remake. Which again, I'm hoping that a part 2 will be announced at the Video Game Awards, because again, I'm hoping they're going to wait another 10 years just to play the next couple of parts. But I'm all for it. It's just that I don't want it to be terribly overpriced. I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Game Pass is $21 a month, give or take. I have Game Pass. That's the reason I'm saying that. I was trying to think about it. Yeah, about $21, give or take. So I mean, it's not bad as a service. Although PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now are basically $20 a piece, so that's why I'm saying you're kind of getting screwed over on the Sony side. So we'll see what they do. Does this take away from PlayStation Now and just basically incorporates it into a huger library? It's like I said, we'll wait and see how that happens. But other news before I hand it off to Joe. Cobra Kai season 4. If you have been following that on Netflix, that's going to be coming out December 31st, or should be available. The season should be available December 31st. If you're a fan of the original Karate Kid, trust me, Cobra Kai is probably one of the best 80s to reality shows on Netflix right now. And again, the last 3 seasons have been awesome. So I'm glad to see that Netflix did pick this up from YouTube and they are running with it. But again, season 4 starts December 31st. Also, Demon Slayer, the second arc, which will basically be Entertainment District, that's actually going to be starting very soon on December 5th, I believe, because we're basically behind Japan. Japan are probably showing that right now, considering it's December 4th over there, which means that we will actually be able to watch it on our Saturday come December 5th. You can watch the new season of Demon Slayer. I believe Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Funimation all will have the new updated episodes. So if you've been following Demon Slayer, the Entertainment District arc is actually a very entertaining arc, and I will be following that. I've read the manga on it, but still I want to be able to watch the anime on it as well. Also, another thing that I wanted to bring up real quick on Netflix is this video. They actually have an anime called Super Crooks, and Super Crooks is by far the most interesting show anime-wise on Netflix. Where I was explaining to Joe that at first it kind of reminds you of The Boys from Amazon Prime, but basically how it's set up is just that you have these criminals, you have these guys who want to be super heroes, but because of things that have happened that turn into life of crime, they figure they'd rather be villains, and it's like a bunch of villains in an A-team setup. I mean, once you watch it, you'll see exactly what the personalities come from, but it does kind of give a boy slash kind of I won't say a darker tone, but it's almost like, I almost want to say it's like Wildcats. It's almost similar to that, to be honest with you. But I always said, I mean, it really, I mean, from what I read, I mean, it's first season right now, so it's like first season is 12 episodes, but again, I love it. It hooked me in when I first watched it, and I watched it by accident because I was watching Hellbound, and Hellbound is interesting as well, but definitely not for kids. Really not for kids. But yeah, but that's how I got turned on to it. So if you ever get a chance to watch it as the trailer's playing right there, guys, Super Crooks on Netflix is really good. You definitely should give it a shot. It's not kid friendly, so however you choose to watch it, just avoid watching around your kids. That's all I'm saying. And of course, the last thing I got is pretty much Peacemaker. I cannot talk enough about that. That's actually going to be starting December 31st. I'm sorry, not December 31st. That's going to be starting streaming on HBO Max January 13th. They will only be streaming 2 episodes so far, so again, I'm more interested to see how they're going to do this, considering, of course, John Cena did survive from James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and they're kind of giving a softer tone to Peacemaker. You can tell because of the fact of him dealing with his dad and trying to cope with working with a team and things of that nature. I'm digging it, and plus his eagle, the eagle tripped me out in the trailer. It's like the whole time, but again, it's one of those shows like I'm looking forward to. I know Joe's looking forward to it for Peacemaker, but again, it's going to be on HBO Max come January 13th of next year. So, with that being said, Joe, I know that you have a cavalcade of comic books that you want to go through. So I will leave it to you, sir.
Let's have a review on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, right. You still got that. Go for it.
Well, you got the clip.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I can find it. I gotta go back and look for it. Sorry.
So, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is part 6. This is actually my favorite JoJo. This involves part 3. JoJo's daughter is in a Florida state prison in the year 2011. This series is placed in the female prison, but overall will soon encompass the entire prison. What we have here is a clip that accurately represents my feelings on JoJo's Bizarre of Stone Ocean. As soon as we can roll the clip.
I'm trying. I found the trailer. I had to pull up the trailer as fast as I could. You're better than me because I'm like, I tried. Don't get me wrong. This is not a knock on JoJo Bizarre Adventure, by the way. I understand there's different strokes for different folks, and there are some times I was watching JoJo and I was like, wow. At the same time, some of it was really good. Like the fight scenes are definitely the most interesting parts out of this. But like I said, I get it to a certain extent about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, of course, with Stone Ocean now being on Netflix. How many episodes was it? Was it just a movie or was it parts, Joe?
It is the first part, so it's the first 12 episodes.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll probably give this a shot. I mean, I gave Stargirl a shot. I gave Stargirl a second shot, so why not give this a shot? I mean, considering
each JoJo is definitely different. Like the first 3, you're dealing with vampires. Part 4, you're dealing with a murder mystery. Part 5, you're trying to be a mafia boss. Part 6, you're doing stuff. You're in a prison that somehow also leads to dealing with the vampire and resurrection.
Oh, okay. So it's a lot. Dang, it's a lot. That's a lot.
Do you need me to send you the clip again?
Yeah. Go ahead, because I'm about to say, because I'm trying to pull up this and other. Yeah, go ahead and send me the clip again. I can pull it back up. Because was it part 6 or was it?
No, it's the Simpsons reference.
Oh, yeah. Send that. Go ahead and send it to me again. Oh no, I got it. No, I got it. I got it. Hang on. Actually, I do got it somewhere. This is bad. This goes to show you about a catch-up show. This is pretty bad. But hang on.
I mean, I can actually also pull up the actual theme song for part 6.
And... But still, I had to give it credit though. That is pretty funny. The colors, man. There it goes.
Alright, so the compression and
I
expansion
unmuted
of the longitudinal waves cause the erratic oscillation, you can see it there, of the neighboring particles. Guess what is it? What is it?
Can I play with it?
No, you can't play with it. You won't enjoy it on as many levels as I do. The colors, children.
So, yes. and that is an accurate representation and actual view for Stone Ocean Part 6.
Nice. Okay. Well, that being said, Joe, that's really everything that I can run through. I know you have a list, sir, of comics. As Joe's getting that together, guys, we do want to give a shout out to Rick's Comic City, who has definitely supported this show. We definitely want to show our support and love back to them. He actually has 3 wonderful locations: Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Donaldson. So definitely go out and check out, as Joe does, because he has quite the collection. I'm almost want to say I'm pretty sure I can't find anybody else that has quite the comic book collection that Joe has. But definitely check out Rick's Comic Book City, as they did win a Nashville Award for being the best comic book city in Nashville. So again, definitely check them out, and of course support your local comic book store. I know that digital art like Comixology and places like that are more convenient, but there's nothing better than having comic books in your hand, and especially from those that know about value, because comic books do hold their value, especially rare ones. So definitely check that out. And of course, your local library is also a place where you can check out comic books, manga, and anime too. So if you're not able to go to a comic book store like Rick's Comic City, definitely go to your local library to where you'll be able to check that out with the cost of a library card, because library card is still $1, and overdue books, well, they're just still somehow 50 cents. But we're not knocking it. But definitely check that out, as those are still living areas to where you can still enjoy great literature. But Joe, you ready?
Yep.
Go for it.
All right, we got a big mixture of some. I narrowed it down for the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna spend so much money because I have not been able to get to the comic shop in a month.
And they love you for
First off, we are looking at New Mutants 23. This is written by Vita Alea and art by Rod Reese. This is the finale of the House of Shadows arc, where the New Mutants are dealing with the Shadow King. Pretty much they fight him on the astral plane. We see some more New Mutant combination powers, and they bring about the fall of the Shadow King and kind of redeem Farouk, but at the same time, Farouk is inexorably tied to the Shadow King. So there is, at some level, just no saving him. Starting up next time, we will be going into the labors of magic, because magic will possibly, and by possibly mean absolutely, be taking over as Sorcerer Supreme.
Hasn't that storyline been done before? Or am I imagining?
No, we're still doing the Death of Doctor Strange, but thanks to solicitation and Marvel advertising way ahead of advance, we know that Ileana Rasmussen will be the new Sorcerer Supreme.
Gotcha. Okay.
But her training will be held in New Mutants.
Okay. I thought for a second, I was like, why do I feel like I heard that storyline before? But I'm sorry, go ahead.
What you're probably thinking of is the Death of Magic.
Yes. That's where I was thinking. That's where my mind went.
Next up, we got Marauders 26. This is written by Jerry Dugan and art by Matteo Lolli. The long and short of this is the Hellfire Club has finally resurrected Harry Leland to act as the Krakoan representative to the United Nations. Meanwhile, Kate Pryde, Iceman, and everybody else is chilling on the Marauder when Fing Fang Foom arrives.
Okay.
And apparently just got out of some intergalactic tournament and is robbing the Marauder of its alcohol reserves.
Nice.
And a celebratory thing, and Iceman shows why he's a mega level mutant and fights toe-to-toe with Fing Fang Foom.
Nice.
And by toe-to-toe, I mean he grows to that size by absorbing the water in the ocean to make himself as tall as Fing Fang Foom.
It's funny that I was playing Guardians of the Galaxy and Drax was obsessed with finding Fing Fang Foom, but go ahead.
Have you gotten there yet?
I'm on chapter 3. I'm right at Lady Hellbender.
My favorite part is Drax has dad glasses whenever he reads. He has the Homer Simpson dad glasses when he reads.
Oh dear God, I haven't gotten.
No, you see it in the opening press start screen where he's reading the book Sarcasm for Dummies. If you look at him and really pay attention, he has dad glasses on.
You know what? I didn't even look at that hard. Maybe I'll start a new file just so I can see it. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jumping over to DC for a little bit, we have the Nightwing Annual written by Tom Taylor with art by Cyan Tormey and Daniel HDR. This is just a nice little mini issue where, well, it's an annual, so it's a little larger, but this is looking at an adventure of Dick and Jason. Jason's being framed for a lot of murder, no surprise.
Right.
And we also get to see some flashbacks of 80s Nightwing teaming up with Jason as Robin. And it's just a nice story of two of the Bat Brothers going out and doing stuff.
Okay.
Robin also has an annual. This is the first one for Robin. This is written by Jason Williamson, or Joshua Williamson, excuse me, with art by Roger Cruz. The whole premise of this issue is we are seeing some of the backstory for a lot of the contestants in the Not Mortal Kombat tournament. In particularly, Flatline gets her whole origin story told here.
Huh, okay.
So it's pretty neat. We are also looking at Justice League Incarnate. This is the second arc for the New Frontier brand line. This is written by Dennis Culver and Joshua Williamson with art by Andre Bressan. So it's just the Justice League Incarnate is gets hold of Aubrey, who is China's Flash, because they are looking for Barry Allen. They wind up on an Earth where we have not the Avengers and not the X-Men fighting not Mongol.
But I think
whose
a lot
armor is infused, melted down, and made with the 9 rings of the light core. And then Darkseid shows up and just wrecks house.
Okay. It's like, okay.
Meanwhile, the Justice League members just continue to look for Barry Allen, who's trapped on a different Earth, complete with a new character, Dr. Multiverse, whose power is to see across the multiverse.
Nice.
Like, literally, she looks at President Superman, and there's a page, just a splash page of every other Superman across the multiverse.
Okay.
That's her power.
That she can. She's basically. Dang it! He was on tip of my. His name was on tip of my tongue for 1 second. Go ahead. It's gonna come back to me while I was trying to. I had a joke lined up, and it left me as soon as I thought about it.
So still in DC, we're looking at Human Target number 2 by Tom King and Greg Smallwood.
Heimdall. Dang it. That's how
Heimdall, yeah.
That's what I was going with. I was like,
Heimdall. Christopher Chance is still dealing with being poisoned and interviews Ice over the course of a day and a trip to the beach, so he can get closer to figuring out which JLI member possibly poisoned him and why it's Captain Atom. Everybody thinks, Ice think it might be either Fire or a guy. Just given from past experience, more likely it's Captain Atom.
All right.
Still in DC. We got some DC. We got a little bit of everything. So playing catch up. Mm-hmm. We get issue 5 of Wonder Girl. So Joella Jones is not drawing it this time, but she is writing it. We are getting her assistant writer taking over main artist duties because Joella Jones's art is gorgeous, but we also need this book to start coming out quicker.
Dang.
So art is by Andrea Mello, who does a good job picking it up. We last had Yara being told, hey, drink the ambrosia and be a part of the Greek pantheon. We now know why, because all different versions of the Amazons are gearing up for a mass civil war.
Damn. Okay.
And since Diana's not available, Hera wants Yara to be under her banner. Because if Yara joins the Brazilian Amazons, that also does reawaken the Brazilian pantheon of gods.
Yeah.
And Hera's got her hands full with the other pantheon as it is anyways. Yara being Yara, just like he's getting ready to take a drink, and then, can I ask a question? So they answer a question, and then she slowly starts to take a drink. Can I ask another question? To the point where she's just like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. You guys suck. Then we get a montage of her fighting. Meanwhile, Cassie is talking to Hermes. Because Hermes is just, super chill and neutral and just bumming out with Cassie in the middle of Brazil.
Yeah.
All this is going on. Meanwhile, Yara is fleeing on Jerry the Pegasus, or as we now know, Jerry 1. Unfortunately, she has multiple Jerrys.
Oh, not Jerry. I'm sorry.
So, the Brazilian Pantheon contacts Cassie and explains everything going down on her. We now know that Artemis is now officially the Wonder Woman of the Bonamingdo.
Okay.
Cassie right now is neutral. And we now learn that the Brazilian Amazons, because Yara has not been found, has picked up their champion, which is Donna Troy.
Oh. Okay.
And that's where the issue ends, as Yara is trying to flee the Olympian Pantheon to get to Brazil, being chased by everybody. Hephaestus destroying her sword, and she has been possibly tossed to the pits of Tartarus at this point.
Damn. There's other ways. There's easier ways to say you're not wanted, but damn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then finally rounding it out, we got Spider-Man Beyond, Part 6. This is issue 80. This is by the third staff for this thing, because there are 3 writers and 3 artists for Spider-Man Beyond.
Right.
So this is Cody Ziegler and Mike as writer, and Michael Dowling as artist. So we did skip an issue. Right now, we are in the midst of a fight between Ben and Kraven. Kraven has hit Ben with a neurotoxin dart, so those gummies kicked in for Ben. That is the only polite way of saying this, because it is some trippy stuff.
Yeah, I get what you're putting down. The safest way to say it.
Well, Kraven right now has a flaming lion head and eagle wings behind him. So it is super trippy. Meanwhile, everybody at the Beyond Corporation cannot get in contact with Ben. Janine calls the Beyond Corporation, tells them to get their crap together and find her man. Meanwhile, the head of the Beyond Corporation, Maxine Danger, is like, so we lost him, and do we need to do a hard reset? So I'm wondering if they have their own batch of Ben clones with that sentence.
I would think so.
Which makes me sad that this is not just like standard Scarlet Spider Ben, but this may be an entirely different Ben clone.
Yeah. But you said
I hope that's not the case. I really do.
But you did say that about 5 podcasts back, that the possibility was a Ben clone.
Yeah, I just hope it's not the case. So he fights Kraven on, starts coming to a little bit more and finds out he's on some sort of oil rig with Kraven. Beats Kraven, but of course Kraven won't take a defeat, so he blows up the oil rig. But it's also Kraven, so no body. So, you know what that means.
Yeah.
And then Ben just shows back up with Janine, and then the Beyond team's like, all right, well, we need to get you in the lab, get you looked at, see what's going on with you. The dude that takes care of Ben's Overwatch or overseers, like, so Maxine was not pleased. And Ben just like, do you want to deal with Maxine or Janine? Please pick your poison.
I think you'd rather go back and face Kraven, but
yeah. So we do there, and then we pick up where Legal is with Maxine, and we are picking up right where the Miles Morales issue left off, where they have issued a cease and desist letter to Miles to stop being Spider-Man.
Dang.
In fact, they even refer to him solely as a Brooklyn Spider-Man.
Not the limitation.
So next issue, we are having Miles take on Ben. Also, we get to see that May is not taking Peter's absence lying down. She's on the phone with somebody, and we see that she is, of course, meeting with Otto Octavius.
Mm-hmm.
Otto, of course, given their history with May, immediately brings flowers. And May's like, everything I've gone through all my trails have gone cold. I know you can help me. I know you, Peter, been through a lot, and we have been through a lot. I need you to help me. So I was like, sure, let me grab my work suit.
Still, they were actually married. That's still off.
Well, that's a different continuity, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still off. I'm sorry, go ahead, what were you going to say?
No, I mean, that's it right now. I mean, that's what we got going on until next time. We had some other stuff, like we had King Grimlock, so D&D Grimlock and whatnot, but we say that for another time.
Okay.
Stuff coming out. Wonder Woman Historia, look out for that. That is actually the origin of the entire Amazons and why we're getting ready to have an Amazon Civil War. Power Rangers is getting really good with the Eltaran War.
Okay.
Zed's been taken off the table, and Zordon's been taken off the table.
I know a friend of ours is probably loving that storyline right now.
I don't think he's ready yet, so
Actually,
that fan fiction of his is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger the way things are going. Power Rangers is also getting a third book called Power Rangers Universe, which is being head up by the White Phantom Ranger.
interesting. Okay.
I think it's just the Phantom Ranger, but in white armor now.
I don't know why I was thinking about the new Bat in the Sun movie that's gonna be doing something similar to that. But go ahead.
Probably. And the final thing I think coming out is Trial of Magneto. That's starting to wrap up. We just see what's going on with Scarlet Witch and who's directing what and what Scarlet Witch is who.
Every time I think about that, it's like what are they gonna do with Agatha's entry of that, especially with her spinoff in Disney Plus. So,
oh yeah, that House of Harkness that I honestly think the collective fan base willed into existence.
probably did, but excuse me. Dang, I don't know why everything's attacking me today. But sorry, but thank you for that. I'm sorry, Joe. I didn't mean to cut you off. Any other news you had, man?
No, I'm still streaming. I will be a bit more active. I was not very much this week. This week was lackluster at work, to say the least. So I didn't do a 14-hour day, but my body feels like it did.
Oh, I can imagine. But also, because I know, like I said, I did want to point out the fact that, yes, Joe was actually with the Nashville Ghostbusters for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Will you be doing anything with Spider-Man No Way Home in about a couple of weeks?
Yeah, we will be in Smyrna on the 18th. Me and a whole bunch of spider people. You'll be very easy to spot. I'm the only one in a hoodie.
Oh, dang, you said Smyrna. I had tickets for Regal Hollywood. Okay. Dang.
Okay. What else we got going on? I got my streaming. We still got Mobile Suit Mondays where I'm doing Operation Code Fairy, which is I am playing as a group of young women in the arms of Zeon. Things have taken an unexpected yet completely expected turn because I am now starting to fight possibly a new type Federation pilot who has come from Australia. If you follow original Gundam lore, you know Australia did not have it very well.
No, at all.
So, needless to say, this pilot is very angry with me.
Angry is a nice way of saying it.
We're also trying to figure out how to put a giant mobile armor cannon entirely onto a Dom at the moment. We also learned that the smallest and meekest of the girls is possibly the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, small women, short women.
She's the one that's trying to figure out how to put put the mobile armor cannon onto her dom.
Well, short women and dangerous tempers. We all know that. We all know that too much.
You have no idea with this child.
but
we are also still doing Guardians of the Galaxy on Tuesdays. After that, I don't know what we'll do. Maybe I'll load back up Avengers and try that Spider-Man DLC that happened, but I do not have high hopes for that.
You're better than me.
Maybe I'll just replay Spider-Man.
I was going to say, you're better than me. At that point, I'll just go back and play Marvel Spider-Man again, but that's just me.
Wednesdays, I am off. Thursdays, we may pick back up Shield Mom and Pals. It was going to be dedicated to Comic Box. We're still workshopping that title. That is the whole title of the show now.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on
Shield. We're workshopping the title. It's going to be in parentheses.
I'm still stuck on Shield Mom and her pals, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're just kind of putting that in the back pocket until the new year, just because my co-host has a lot going on with her family. I've gotten very fuzzy for some reason.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So you're a little bit better. Yeah, well.
It's okay, give me a moment.
It's kind of, it was focusing, then not focusing, and then it was
Yeah, my computer went on autofocus. There we go.
Alright, that's better.
But, yeah, we'll try something. Maybe I'll pick back up Persona 5 Royal. Just a lot going on, so as the holidays progress, it's a little hard to stream consistently, but at the very least, I'm hitting Mobile Suit Mondays.
Cool. So for all those that don't know, sir, where is the gaming channel that all this wonderful stuff can be found?
Twitch.tv/Joe Italian last name. You can find the first issue of Comic Box. We're still workshopping it. We got that on there. We're still ironing out some things with Carolina and me. Mostly, like I said, it's just a hectic time of the year to launch something brand new with the holidays going on and family stuff happening on both ends. So, it'll be hit and miss until we can get to it. We may just have co-hosts. I just know it needs to be a 2-person formatted show just because of comics.
Yeah, but we definitely will. But we definitely will promote the crap out of it.
Oh yeah,
we definitely will do that. But also, Joe, as we're wrapping up, sir, where is the socials where they can find you?
Total Justice Gaming. I may drop a new deck profile on there. It just kind of depends on what I got going on. Not exactly getting out to the card shop these days. National Green Lantern and National Scarlet Spider for Instagram, and Joe Italian last name on Twitter.
Gotcha. Okay, but yeah, I dig the Comic Box. The Comic Box I kind of dig that name. But
it's phonetic. It's like a pimp named Slipback. It's Comic Box. We're workshopping the title.
I thought you were about to say I literally thought you were gonna sit there and say it's like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing. I was waiting.
No, I went with the Boondocks thing.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. I was like, I thought you were gonna finish the line. It's like, no, it is this. You say the whole thing. Oh man, I thought you were gonna do it for a second. But with that being said, guys, that is gonna do it for our podcast. Yes, this is the catch-up show. Hopefully next Friday we will be a little bit more refined. Keep in mind, we're just trying to catch up on nearly 2-3 weeks of stuff that has went through. So we will be back to our normal format next Friday. Of course, we'll try to run with this. Usually I do take breaks, but I figured this year, we're going to just go ahead and keep rolling along with it for as long as we can do it. So we're not going to take a holiday break schedule for this, guys. All podcasts are still going to be running full steam ahead. That also being said, I do want to do some shameless plugging before we do get out of here. I do have to first off reach out to my buddy Big BZA Dot, which you can find him at the Von Westwood on Facebook, Big BZA Dot on all socials, where he has his own couple of shows. Smoking Trailer Sundays every Sunday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. that you can watch movies and movie and video game reviews that he does that he wants to share with you guys. Of course, the RAF was like America's Funniest Home Videos, except done by WorldStar, only for the grown and intended, every Tuesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Definitely check him out, The Von Westwood on Facebook or Big BZA Dot on all socials. Also, shout out to Ari and Geek Present Geek Salad for allowing us to share allowing to share our podcast on their page. My language My God dang it. It's
He works well.
I use words real good. This is terrible. Anyway, shout out to Ari and Geekers and Geek Salad for allowing us to share our podcast on their page. You can definitely check them out on Facebook as well as YouTube, Ari and Geekers and Geek Salad. They are podcasting guys just like us that do cover a lot of things in the world of geek and pop culture and also have different subjects. And of course, their wonderful opinions on, except Ari, because he still believes that Alex Snyder is a wonderful director, and I always have to prove him wrong. Yes, I said it, Ari. You feel free to come on this podcast and tell me I'm wrong. That also being, guys, before we get out of here, the link at the bottom, you can see it down there, the link in red, if you copy and paste that into your browser, will take you to my link tree for the YouTube and Facebook groups for all of my podcasts, How the Frack We Got Here, Get Bit, and of course also this podcast. You can definitely like, share, and subscribe from there. And also, before we do get out of here, guys, again, I find myself saying this. Joe has probably one of the hardest jobs, and I do mean one of the hardest jobs an individual can do that he does love with pride. But with that being said, guys, if you haven't been vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you haven't been vaccinated, get the booster. If you've done all those things, please wear a mask, please wash your hands, please do social distancing, because in Joe's line of work as a healthcare professional, he already has to deal with a whole bunch of interesting characters on a daily basis. Let's help him help ourselves by doing the things that will basically protect ourselves, because we protect ourselves, we protect others, we get these COVID numbers down. Because I still want to travel. I still have plenty of places out there that I still want to go see that I refuse to go see because COVID numbers are high. And I know Joe would love to go back to his job, loving his profession, without dealing with a bunch of, how can I say this very nicely?
Peoples.
There, peoples, let's go with that. So again, get vaccinated, take care of yourselves, protect each other, because once we do that, then we can finally get back to some sense of normalcy. That's all I'm saying. Of course,
just remember, people, if anybody says Omicron, you're to finish that sentence with Percy I 8. Long live Emperor Lord.
I had one person call Omicron and said it was a Decepticon, but that was still, I just sat there and just said, you know what, you try.
No, that meme's already out there too, with Optimus Prime from the 86 movie of saying Omicron must be stopped at all costs.
I'm surprised it's not a meme yet, to be honest with you. But
no, the meme is Omicron Percy I 8.
Yeah. I was like, I've seen that one, but still, the other one with Optimus Prime from the movie, I'm still surprised about that. But again, guys, also last thing I'll say is, like, look, first and foremost, I'm saying this a lot on my podcast. I'm going to say it here. Guys, we have really got to start being kind to each other. It takes zero energy to be kind. It takes everything to be a dick. Just simply be nice. And also, if you have the ability to make somebody's life great for a minute, hour, a day, or even a lifetime, go ahead and do so. The world could use more random acts of kindness. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it. If you watch this on the playback, please call it if live. We still want to know your opinion on everything that we talked about tonight. And, of course, we will definitely be back here next Friday night to talk about what's happening in there. We might have some interesting news as we're closer, I think. Yeah, that'll be a day after the Video Game Awards, so we'll probably have a number of trailers we'll be talking about. And also new material, as that will mark, I think, from the 9th, that will mark it down as one more week away from Spider-Man No Way Home movie. So that's going to be interesting as far as next Friday. So, Joey, last words for we call tonight?
Yeah, also be aware next Friday we may have a different format set up, guys, so just be prepared to deal with that.
Yes.
Also, you may need to be tuning into my Twitch to watch this first, because I don't know how to stream to YouTube via what we're going to try to do, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll rig it. We'll MacGyver it somehow. Yeah. But with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. I've been Joe. That's been. Wait a minute. You don't got nothing left to say, Joe? This is usually the part where you try to break me.
You've done it yourself.
That's actually true. My language.
Fun part, people, is my middle name is William. So.
I was gonna say. My language
is 50% correct.
I was gonna say my linguistic ability is gone tonight. But with that being said, guys, he's been Joe. I've been Will. This has been Get Bit for the Catch Up Show. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are out. Peace.